Scott Perry has revealed that he loves the OG Anunoby trade for both the Knicks and the Toronto Raptors, and we are going to break this down. So what's up, guys? Welcome back to Knicks Digest. It's Chris here, and we're going to jump right into the video as we always do, because Scott Perry believes that the New York Knicks made the right move to make the trade for OG Anunoby. Now, Scott Perry is the Knicks' former general manager who did draft RJ Barrett. After all, he was there when the Knicks drafted quickly. He was the GM up until this summer, and he was Barrett's biggest supporter within the organization. So to see him get traded once Perry's gone maybe isn't the most surprising thing in the world, but Perry does give approval to his former team and to the Toronto Raptors for making the move. As you can see right here, he guest starred on the Hoop Genius podcast, which he frequently does on Mondays, and he said the Knicks and the Raptors should both feel good about the trade. And then he gave his reaction where he was basically saying he thinks Barrett's more of a two-guard and he'll get the chance to play that role up in Toronto. He'll also be motivated to be back home. And then Emmanuel quickly now also gets to be a starting point guard like he belongs, which is a huge thing for him. And then he also believes that the Knicks going for OG made perfect sense. Now the Knicks don't have to command as many touches to three of their best players, to really their three best players. Now they could sort of work with Randle and Brunson as a 1-2 punch and not have an awkward amount of isolation and attacking the paint. Perry made it very clear that Jalen Brunson, who likes to work from all around the court, is important that he doesn't have Barrett and Randle both on the inside, and Randle's taking a bunch of low block shots now. And the Knicks are just more of a well-rounded team. I'm curious to wonder if this move would have happened or if Perry would have tried to stop trading RJ at any costs. But I sort of agree, and I love RJ Barrett. He's one of my favorite Knicks of all time. For a while, I had the jersey where the Melo once hanging as an RJ Barrett jersey. That someone commented below, take the RJ jersey down. So I moved it to a different spot in my bedroom that's off camera. It's right next to the number 25, Derrick Rose jersey now. And really, as much as I think I and most Knicks fans loved RJ and really didn't want to lose Emmanuel quickly, it was something that did make sense. And we've been over this enough now to the point where not only have we seen OG Anunoby play, but we've also seen RJ Barrett and Emmanuel quickly play for the Raptors, and it just feels like this is one of those moves where both teams won. There's no winner of this trade. There's no loser of this trade. The biggest winners are the players and the teams themselves. There's really no one who really lost in this trade as of right now. And you never know what's going to happen. Maybe Emmanuel quickly breaks out. I actually went on to Raptors Digest and said that I think there's a very good chance quickly becomes the best player of all of them, and I wouldn't be shocked if that turns out to be true. I actually fully believe what I said, and I think that quickly will be. And I think there's going to be a good chunk of fans who are later going to go back and say, oh, the Knicks traded away Emmanuel quickly, not realizing that he's a point guard and that the Knicks have Jalen Brunson, who as of now, and I'm going to guess for the foreseeable future, will be the best player of anyone I've mentioned today on either the Raptors or the Knicks, and anyone currently on the Raptors or Knicks for the foreseeable future, unless Scotty Barnes can continue breaking out and just become one of the best players in the league. I'm not sure if that's going to happen. That's something to ask Ban up at Raptors Digest. He'd probably say yes, though. He's a big Scotty Barnes fan. I was just talking to him. But look, if you go here and take a look at the New York Knicks, they played OG Anunoby 35 minutes. He actually would have played more like 38, 39, but he fouled out, which was absolutely ridiculous because I can't understand how they called some of those fouls on him. But he had a tremendous game. He shot 7 for 12, 3 for 6 from 3, took 6 threes, which is nice when you're going to be able to hit half of them, scored 17 points. Also added 2 steals, got an assist, got 6 rebounds. He did everything that the Knicks have expected and wanted out of OG Anunoby, and it was perfect. There's really no better way that this could have worked out. This is exactly the player that the Knicks want. They don't need someone to score 30 points. They need someone to be the best defender on the court. They need someone who can hit his open threes. They need someone who can work off low volume or off high volume, depending on what the move is. And someone who can play off the ball, because the Knicks have 2 on-ball stars in both Randle and Brunson, and having the third in RJ Barrett clearly was not working. So now they're in position where they actually are succeeding, and though it is a small sample size so far, I think we will continue to see that OG Anunoby makes perfect sense for the New York Knicks, whereas RJ really made no sense for the Knicks. Fred Katz mentioned this in an article recently. It always kind of felt like Barrett and Randle and Brunson never all fit together, and that one of them was going to get moved, whether it was Barrett or Randle, and the Knicks opted for Barrett because Randle's been the better player. He's having the best season of his career, not counting that slow start, and I think the Knicks are right to make that move. I think they made the right choice overall, and I think it's something that we're going to keep seeing. We're going to see RJ Barrett probably break out more on the Raptors if they could trade away Pascal Siakam, and we'll see IQ get to be a point guard and watch as he breaks out, which will be awesome. Though albeit gross that we're going to have to see RJ Barrett and Emmanuel quickly in any jersey other than the orange and blue. not the most surprising thing in the world. It never really felt like RJ and Quickly would be long for the Knicks as of recent months, especially Emmanuel Quickly, considering him and the Knicks were nowhere near contract extension talks. Now, also, if you go here, it's just a little bit just to hype up RJ and IQ. RJ went 6 for 12 and 1 for 2 from 3. See, when he doesn't have to shoot a bunch of threes, things work out for RJ. Scored 19 points, pulled down 9 rebounds. Also, well, he got 1 assist, and that's not bad. RJ's there to score the ball. And then IQ getting 14, 4, and 3. Also pulled down 2 steals, which was nice. Shot 5 for 13, got his attempts. Clearly, things are working out for those two boys up in Toronto, and I think all of us Knicks fans really feel that we're wishing nothing but the best for them. I mean, they were great Knicks. They'll always be Knicks. Once a Knick, always a Knick. And now we're in a position where Scott Perry maybe feels like the Knicks made the right move, and I would be inclined to agree. Perry does know what he's talking about after all. There's a reason why he was an NBA GM multiple times, and I'm kind of curious to see what happens next with the Knicks, because we know more than anything that this is not the final move, and I think Scott Perry knows that as well. And even though he's not with the Knicks anymore, you could sort of see that the Knicks have made this OG Anunoby move to line up for another player. And that's really where we're at right now. Also, if you look here, Richard Jefferson, who does not really like the Knicks, approved. Someone tweeted to Richard Jefferson saying, remember when Richard Jefferson went on ESPN, then immediately went on Twitter to say the Nets trading KD and Kyrie for nothing would still be better than the Knicks, LOL. And RJ said, or not RJ, because RJ is RJ Barrett. Richard Jefferson said, Knicks have 3 more wins than the team in that graphic, LOL. I love the OG trade. Knicks are getting very, very close to getting in the conversation for an Eastern Conference final caliber teams. I like their moves. Keep cooking, though, and that was towards that guy who he was commenting at, because Richard Jefferson is a troll after all. But he's also an NBA player who is an analyst. He has analyzed multiple Knicks games by now, and though it always kind of feels like he's a little biased against us, he's right. That the Knicks are closer to being an Eastern Conference Finals team with OG Anunoby than they were with Barrett and Quickly, and that's just personnel-wise. And I think that's really what Scott Perry was getting at more than anything, is that when it comes to team personnel, the Knicks are in better position. They made a good move. They're now closer to making the Eastern Conference Finals. I honestly, before the OG trade, was pretty sure the Knicks were going to lose in the first round after losing Mitchell Robinson. Now it feels like that might not be the case. And obviously that's no knock on Isaiah Hartenstein. It's just how good Mitch was, and that even when Hartenstein's at his best, he's not Mitch. But now the Knicks have another elite defender on the court. They're not devoid of one anymore. They have an elite defender in OG Anunoby who can match up with the 1 through 4 position as need be. And I think he will help the Knicks get out of the first round. I'm pretty convinced the Knicks are not going to be a first-round team. I think they will make the second round now. And they will get closer to the Eastern Conference Finals now. I mean, it gives Brunson more touches, which is good. It gives Randall more touches, which is good. OG's going to be a better shooter than anyone on the Knicks previously really was outside of Brunson and Dante DiVincenzo. So that's just another huge move. The Knicks have court spacing. They have defense. They have offense. This move was good for the Knicks. I agree with Scott Perry. I think most of us are going to grow to agree with this move. And that's really all there has to be said on the topic. I know we've talked about this a little bit before, but that's what we got. Thank you so much for tuning in, guys. Like and comment, all that good stuff. You guys know the drill. Have a great day, and go Knicks.